It's Friday, June 30th, and I've got 3 free best bets for you. Let's go. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks, plays of the day as we just try to make some money together and get to the bag. It is the last month of June, and listen, I cannot be more thankful for a month to end. It has been an absolutely dismal month, one of the roughest months that I probably have ever had sports betting. So many games on the hook, so many times I second guess myself, but it's okay because we're still here. We're still going to be building, and I know July we're about to run up that bag crazy, getting ready for college football. I know I'm about to run up the bag so crazy and get hot that I'm going to do a special challenge. So make sure you're clicking the link below inside the Telegram group so this way you guys can be a part of that challenge. I'm going to start with a low bankroll, maybe $100, $500. I'm not sure yet how much I'm going to start with, but I'm going to build it up using bankroll management, walking you through each and every single one of my plays. So this way we can see how long it takes us to stat back up. Listen, because that's what it takes. Sometimes you just got to lower your account size and really get back into the rhythm, start going back to the basics. So this way you're not blowing the money in your big account. And now this way, once you start getting back into a rhythm, then you can bounce back and then you can keep it going from there. So stay tuned for that challenge. So make sure you click the link in the bio so this way you can be a part of that. So I am excited about that coming up here in July. Yesterday, we did not have our best day. We didn't win any games, but we did push on one and we did lose on the other one. Pushed on the Red Sox on the first 5 on the money line, and then we did lose on Brianna Stewart's rebounds there, so that's tough to see. She grabbed like 2 in the first quarter and then like finished with like 5, so that's really rough to see there. You can see our year-to-date record right here. Still pushing. We're going to finish off this month strong and head into July on a heater. It's baseball season. The same thing kind of happened last year. A lot of cappers out there getting hit hard right now. The name of the game right now is just sustainability as we're just trying to build our bankrolls. Now let's dive into our first best bet. Now for my first best bet of the day, I'm going over to the Twins, and I'm taking them on the money line against the Orioles. I got this around minus 105 odds on Bovada, so I really like that. We've got Pablo Lopez on the mound for the Twins, and he's going against Dean Kramer for the Orioles. And I think this is a matchup that just really favors the Twins here. We're coming off a pretty rough series for the Twins where they lost to the Braves in Atlanta, but I think this is a good bounce back spot. Like, truthfully, I mean, like, who's beating the Braves right now? One of the hottest teams in all of baseball. I think they've won like 14 of their last 15, and at home at Truist Field. That's very tough to see. But I really like the matchup that we have because Pablo Lopez is going to the mound, and even though he has not been the best of form this year, only 3-5 on the year with a 4.41 ERA, he has been in solid form of late, especially on the road. He's got an ERA on the road of 2.94, while at home his ERA shoots all the way up to 5.94. So you can see that big disparity there. So I really like the fact that he is on the road today, and he's been getting his strikeout stuff back. In his last 3 matchups, he's had at least 9 strikeouts in all of those games. So you love to see that because a guy like Pablo Lopez, who is still giving up a little bit too many hits that I would like to see, but he is a pitch to contact guy. So if you're pitching to contact, that also means that you gotta miss a lot of bats. You gotta kind of have both of those going for you. So this way you're not only just giving up that sharp contact, but you're also missing those batters when you're in those tough jams like second base, third base, things of that nature. I'd really like to see the fact that his strikeout stuff has been returning to him. Now on the other side, we've got Dean Kramer, and he's been in decent form of late as well. In his last game, he went 7 innings against the Mariners. He gave up 3 earned runs, but this is the big thing, right? Those 3 runs that he gave up were all home runs, and that's now 5 home runs in the last 2 games that Kramer has pitched in, and that's really concerning because overall, you know, the Twins are a team that is very power dependent on offense. They hit a lot of home runs, so you definitely don't want to see that, especially when you got a guy like Kramer who's given up 8 home runs in his last 5 starts. That means that this is a chronic problem for him. The Twins, they're 8th in the majors in home runs per game, so you know they can turn on one at any time. It doesn't matter if it's Buxton, it doesn't matter if it's Gallo. Like, there's so many power hitters that the Twins have, so that is concerning, and I think that's truthfully the advantage that the Twins have in this game. Now, this is a stadium that is played at Camden Yards, where the Orioles have been playing over the last few series, and that right field line, it has that higher wall, but it has that shorter distance because of that. So, you know, this is the type of stadium where it can be easy for them to get their bats heated up, and, you know, they can crank one out at any time. And also at the same time, the Orioles just have not been playing their best ball. They lost that series to the Reds when they lost the back-to-back games after winning the first game in the series, and then as well, their bullpen has not been as strong as we're usually used to seeing. So I think this is a great opportunity for the Twins to be able to come in today, snag a win, and I really like the value that we're getting it basically at plus 100 odds. For my second best bet of the day, I'm sticking with the WNBA, and I'm going with the spread pick on this one. I'm taking the Mystics minus 2.5. I've seen about minus 110 on the odds. So yesterday we suffered our first WNBA loss of the season. I think we went 4 or 5 picks or so without any losses there. But you know what? It's probably because I pitched it on Surgical Stream with Book It with Trent. You definitely got to check out his show on Twitch if you haven't checked it out. I think it comes out every day, weekday from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's just different handicappers sharing their picks that they like on his stream channel. So I went on there yesterday. I pitched Breanna Stewart rebounds, and she didn't get it done. But it's all right. Just because we had one loss doesn't mean it ruins the whole sample size. We're coming back today, and I'm going with the Mystics on this one. And I do like the Della Dawn rebounds at 6.5 again. We pitched that on the Wednesday show for the same exact reason why I like it today is why I liked it on Wednesday. So, feel free to go back on the channel and watch that explanation as to why I like that 6.5 rebounds. But I'm just going to go with the Mystics minus 2.5 on the spread today against the Atlanta Dream. So the Mystics are a good team, even without Shakira Austin, which we saw that last game when they beat this Dream team by 23 points on Wednesday. So I know what you're probably saying, right? You're saying, okay, we got a team like the Mystics. We're doing a home-to-home, back-to-back series. So you're probably saying, like, why aren't you expecting a split? Because typically, like in the NBA, if you have, like, when the teams are doing, like, the back-to-back, which doesn't happen as much in the schedule as it used to, the home team will win one and the other home team would win the other one, right? I do think this is a matchup in a situation where the Mystics will regress. I don't think it will be a 23-point blowout like it was last game, but I do think that they're going to win this game by more than 3. The money line value here is that minus 145, so that is not bad either. Like, you can take that just straight up. It is baseball time, so we are used to laying larger amounts of money line value than we would if it was like basketball, football. But I think we're good on the spread at minus 2.5 because the Dream just have not been playing good basketball of late, and they have major problems defensively. They are the worst team in the WNBA in terms of points per game. They give up close to 90 points per game, and they also just like to play fast. They lead the league in field goal attempts, and it does allow them to cause a lot of turnovers and blocks on defense, but it also leads to a lot of easy buckets, right? A lot of easy transition points. And the Mystics is the type of team that can really take advantage of this. You do not want to give this Mystics team any type of easy buckets, especially in transition, because at any time they have different scorers who can turn up and erupt for a big game. So yes, I mentioned that Shakira Austin is out, who was second on the team in points per game when she got injured, but the Mystics also have 4 other girls on that team that are averaging double-digit points. So that type of balanced scoring wins a lot of games, and it also helps when you've got Elena Della Dawn as well, who can turn up at any time. So because of that, I think these play styles clash. How the Dream like to play fast, it works in their favor in some matchups, but it doesn't when you've got a team like the Mystics who are so balanced on offense. And then this is just not unfamiliar territory for the Mystics in the sense of playing back-to-back games against the same team in a home-to-home series split. They've done that twice already this year. They've done it against the Storm. They also did another time against Chicago Sky. So those are not 2 of the best teams in the league, but they won both of those matchups in both of those back-to-back matchups. So they're used to this situation. So I think a lot of points are going to be scored today. I was taking a look at the over, but the Mystics are number 1 in opponents' points per game, so that kind of scared me off the over a little bit. So because of that, I'm just going to ride the trend of the fact that the Mystics have been covering. They've been winning. They've covered in their last 5 straight. Meanwhile, the Dream haven't covered in their last 3 straight. So if it's a close game, I expect a better defense, which is the Mystics here, to be able to get a few stops, hit a few free throws to get us over the 2.5 points here. So give me the Mystics on the spread as my second best bet of the day. For my third and final best bet, we're going with a 2-leg player prop parlay. This worked for us the other day, so we got to run it back today. I'm taking Lane Thomas and Christian Walker both to get 1 hit. The best odds I've seen is about 103 on FanDuel, so definitely shop around there on those props. And like I mentioned, we smacked on a hitter prop a few days ago. I want to run that back today to see if those bats are still hot. Lane Thomas cashed for us for last time, right? So why not do it again? And he's got a favorable pitching matchup, so you know what? We might as well take advantage of it. The Nationals are facing the southpaw Christian Walker from the Phillies. He's given up at least 5 hits in 2 of his 3 starts. And it helps that Lane Thomas, he's batting .378 against left-handed pitchers this year, and that's what's helped contribute to his hit streak. He's on a 10-game hit streak, and that's what's contributed to his hit streak, which is extended to 10 games now. He's also been hitting the ball really well over the past month. In his last 25 games, he has a hit in at least 21 of them. So all of the numbers right now are saying Lane Thomas's bat has been hot. He's cashed for us before, so there's no reason why we can't be able to cash in today. So I like that as the first leg of the parlay. And speaking of hitting streaks, Christian Walker of the D-backs is in the midst of a 13-game hit streak himself. So that's the reason why I like him for the second leg of the parlay. And he's just been really hitting the ball well, maximizing his plate appearances. In his last 5 games, he's had at least 5 extra base hits. So you may want to look at his hits, runs, and RBIs line as well. I think that's another line that looks really good. He's also had prior success against Canning, who's the pitcher who's going for the Angels today. He's faced Canning in 3 plate appearances and has had a hit in at least 2 of them. So I think this should be a high-scoring one, and Walker should be in the mix in that matchup. So I like Christian Walker to get a hit. I like Lane Thomas to get a hit. But also in that Angels and D-backs matchup, there's some few other guys that you could take a look at. And obviously, you can take a look at Shohei Ohtani and sprinkle some on his home run at prop as well. He's been absolutely amazing this month and killing it. He has a 7-game hit streak right now. He's had at least 1 hit in 22 of the last 25 games, and he's had 14 home runs this month, which is a franchise record for the Angels. So Ohtani's been absolutely on fire, so you can take a look at him, or just even putting together other 2 or 3 or 4 leg parlays with this one. Marcus Semion's another guy that I looked at as well. If you parlay Semien, Ohtani, Walker, and Thomas, that gets you to plus 300 odds, which I think that's really good value for all 4 of those really hot hitters to get a hit against pitching matchups that are favorable. So I think there's a few different ways that you guys can play around with these on your books today, but I do like Lane Thomas and Christian Walker to get 1 hit at plus 100 value to double our money as the way to end off the week as my third and final best bet. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. Hopefully we can get hot. I want to end off the week strong. I want to end off the month strong, go into July with some momentum. And hopefully you've been making some money this month. And if you have, make sure you drop in a comment. Let me know what you're taking. Help me out a little bit, right? I were long overdue for a sweep, so I'm always down to tail some other picks as always. And let me know what you're taking inside the Telegram group. Can't wait to see the money that you're making. Can't wait to see you on Monday as we're going to start our challenge for July, and we're going to start growing our bankroll, making some of that bread together. As always, dictate your fate. Let's make some money. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, guys.